What is up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of my networking series. I want to thank you guys for supporting this series and watching it and trying to use these tips. I know a lot of people have been contacting me saying that these tips have actually helped them in growing their channel, which is crazy because I'm not that big of a channel myself, and so knowing that I'm actually able to grow even smaller channels than me makes me feel pretty good about these tips actually being legitimate. And I definitely can vouch for most of them. I did put them all into practice at some point in time, and I'm really glad that I can share them with you guys. So obviously today you can tell by the title that I'm going to be talking about something that I think a lot of us have overlooked, and something that's definitely a 100% requirement for growing the channel. That is getting lucky. There is no way around the fact that to make it in YouTube, you have to get lucky either once or more than one time. Sometimes you have to get lucky over and over and over again. Obviously, it comes down to making quality content. Obviously, you have to be good at what you do in order to make it. But in the same aspect, you have to get lucky. There are plenty of channels that are out there that are my size or even smaller that deserve to be a lot larger than they are. And they're just not getting the recognition that they deserve. Partly, in fact, to the networking that either they're doing or not doing enough of. But ultimately it comes down to luck and where your video appears, who watches your video at what time, what people are searching for the day your video releases, even down to the littlest thing of what time you release your video and who's on YouTube and searching the social networks for what your video is about. This is one thing that I think we overlook a lot, and we just assume that, just the people that are really big YouTubers, they just got to where they are overnight, and there was no luck involved, there was no networking, there was no promoting, there was none of this. And I just think that we just think that they arrived on the scene. At some point they had to start a channel, they had to grow their channel from 0 subs to wherever they are now. And even if they started out and they knew somebody right off the get-go, that's lucky right there, that you know somebody that when you're getting into it that already is going to boost your channel even before you have the ability to gain any kind of recognition or respect from other people. Obviously, there are people on YouTube that are posting videos every day, doing the best they possibly can, and just no one's watching their video, whether it's their content topic or whether it's gameplay. Unfortunately, because the general population that's watching my channel and a lot of people in my community is going to be gamers, there's an oversaturation of gamers on YouTube, and so there's really no way to get recognized, to set yourself apart if you have HD quality, if you have high quality audio, because everyone, for the most part, has access to these things. Everyone can get a capture card for pretty cheap. Everyone can get a decent microphone, even if it's your computer microphone that can record your voice and you can put it over top of your gameplay. Everyone has access to this kind of information and this kind of, not information, this kind of material and equipment. So there's really nothing as far as that goes that's setting people apart. As far as the gameplay, I mean, if you just have to be half decent at Call of Duty and you can get a good gameplay or anything like this. So the gameplay, you don't really have an advantage there unless you're posting like graphics and you're posting humorous commentary and you're just a funny person. There's really not that many routes to take in the gaming industry of YouTube that are going to get you recognized. And so that comes down to what we're talking about today, is actually getting lucky. So when you put your tags in your video and when you are doing your topics and you're putting your commentaries on there, when you choose your topics and choose your tags, it's not a bad thing to work with your timing. Look and see what's being talked about on YouTube, what's being uploaded, what are the hot topics as far as sports and in politics and in the gaming industry, the new games that are coming out. People are talking about Black Ops and people are talking about really hot topics in the gaming world, in the media. So if you're wanting to maximize your views and maximize exposure, you're going to want to make your commentary topics, if it's not non-gaming related, about these things. That's helping yourself get lucky. You're helping yourself and maximizing the chances of you getting exposure, because ultimately what you need is for your video to appear next to some larger YouTuber, some larger channel or network, and your video showing up in the related section so that the most people are going to view that video at one time. And who knows which video is going to be. So every video that you make has to be high quality. You have to put your best effort and your best commentary, your best gameplay forward every single time you make a video to maximize your chances of that exposure. What happens if your video, the one video you finally get lucky and it's your worst video that shows up next to a Woody's Gamertag video, so that the thousands of people that click on that video, they're seeing your worst attempt, they're seeing your worst video, and they're not going to subscribe to you, they're not going to come back. You want every video to be your best video yet. And obviously, we can't all do that. So it's about getting lucky and about getting the right video at the right place to the right person. And if that right person isn't going to see that video and isn't going to watch it or repost it, it's just not going to happen. Make the right connections. This whole networking series is about making the right connections at the right time. Being smart about who you're sending your video, how you're sending the video, and the content of the video. Right? So if we're doing all these things and we're using all the networking tips and we're doing all of these things correctly, we're maximizing our chances to get lucky at that point. And so that when we do get lucky, the people are going to be seeing your best video. They're going to be seeing a video that's on a relevant topic that they're going to be interested in watching, and that's going to make them want to come back to watch more. That's about it for me, guys. I hope this, this networking tip is not something that you're overlooking to the point of you think it's not even an option. It doesn't exist, because getting lucky is one of the most important, if not the most important way to grow your channel. You have to get lucky. You have to make connections with the right people. Look forward to another episode of this series next week. I'll be talking more about self-promotion and things of that nature in the next one. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.